It's Wulf with another First 15. This one is Dungeons and Bombs. So this is actually a returning developer. I've done another First 15 on another one of their games before. As you may actually be able to tell, because the graphics are pretty similar and so is like the gameplay concept, this is the same developer as Explosive Jake. I did a First 15 on that game a couple months ago, and I liked it overall. I thought it was a little bit simple, but it was like Bomberman, and that was pretty much good enough for me. I mean, it looked like Bomberman, it played like Bomberman, and it pretty much presented itself like a Bomberman game, so I was fine with it. This game, though, frankly, I'm just not sure what happened between Explosive Jake and this game. I'm very confused because, just to be straight up, I didn't really like playing this game. I found it to be very confusing and challenging to just like grasp, and I just don't understand like what happened. This game came out after Explosive Jake, which is why it seems so strange that it was a game that I didn't like as much, because I would have thought, you know, that it would have kind of improved, especially since the concept seems very similar. The main thing about it is just that the puzzle mechanics don't really make much sense. I couldn't figure out, well, at first I didn't realize, as you guys will see in the early gameplay here, I didn't realize that there was like a counter of my steps. I thought it was like a timer at first, so I just kept trying to go as fast as I could. Turns out that's actually like a move counter, so you only have that number of moves until you fail the level. The weird thing though is that that seems to be the only way to fail the level. There's like floor spikes, or at least what appears to be floor spikes, but yet they don't actually do any damage. And the same thing with some of the later levels enemies, they also don't seem to do any damage. So I was really confused as to what the point of them was when they don't actually seem to really do anything except for just be there. And like, you can blow up the enemies, but again, I couldn't really understand what the point of that was when it didn't seem to give you any moves back or anything, and they also didn't harm you. The other thing was just that the whole thing with the move counter, I just didn't understand it, because there was times where levels felt like they didn't have enough moves to be completed. It just felt really strange, and there's no tutorial for this game, so it doesn't actually introduce you to what you're supposed to do. And there were times where I would like put a bomb down and then go like a slightly different direction, and I would win a level, but it wouldn't really feel like it would make any sense, because I didn't understand how I got there that time when I didn't get to the finish the previous time. So I just really didn't understand that. Also, in one of the levels, the only way I could figure out to finish it was actually using a glitch where the level ended, but then I was still able to move around really quickly. So right as soon as the level ended, I ran over to the princess to finish the level, and I finished the level and it moved on. And then I think the weird thing was the level after that was actually like a repeat of a previous level, so it was really strange, the whole mechanics of it and everything. I will say, one area of improvement over Explosive Jake that I think I remember mentioning in the Explosive Jake video was that there wasn't really much of a story in Explosive Jake, and I said that it would be cool to have more of a story. Dungeons and Bombs definitely has a little bit more of a story, but also there's like some grammar errors and stuff in it, which, I mean, that's not really a big deal, but, you know, just a little bit of polishing in that area would be good. But just honestly, like, the gameplay of it is so confusing. This game definitely needs a tutorial, because either the gameplay doesn't make any sense or it's just very hard to understand. So, and I think I'm not alone on this, because when I looked up the game, I didn't read the full review, because it was one of those websites where you've got to like click 5 accept buttons before you can even read it. But on like the little Google preview of what the review was, somebody else gave it a pretty negative review. I don't think I've ever not recommended a game on a First 15, but I legitimately think that I can't recommend Dungeons and Bombs until it at least gets a tutorial to explain what is going on, because otherwise it doesn't make any sense. Or, like, honestly, I think it would have been better if the developer had just left the same gameplay mechanics in place from Explosive Jake without the move counter and stuff, because it doesn't really make any sense. I hate to give harsh and negative reviews, but this game was so confusing that I didn't know what to do. So that's really all I can say. I really can't recommend it at the moment until it gets some changes, or until like a sequel comes out that changes things up or whatever. PigeonDev, I know you've got skills. I played Explosive Jake, and it was a cool game. It was fine. I don't know what decisions you decided to make with this one, but I don't think they were the right ones. So anyway, here's the rest of the gameplay. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in other videos, and bye-bye.